All right, I am recording and ready to go.
Yeah, I'm recording. Let's make sure we sync.
Okay, how we syncing, boys?
On one, we all clap. So
Okay.
On
Is
one.
everyone ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready now.
Oh no. Who's not?
Okay.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Woo, baby.
That's always the funniest part every time.
I thought we were supposed to go on one.
That's what he said.
2, 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay, on
So
one.
everyone went some delay after.
All right, someone else count. I'm too retarded.
Okay, check it out. We're gonna do it
Count
on
backwards.
purple. Ready?
Okay,
Red.
I'll do it.
green.
Is everyone ready?
Yes.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
That'll work.
Pretty good.
That was better.
Pretty good. Okay.
Cool.
Fargo can handle the desynchronous shit in post.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. You can do it with my Audacity file.
Have fun, Fargo.
We're gonna have the most goddamn fun ever. Welcome to the motherfucking podcast, the Ohio Nation podcast, the one and only Ohio Nationalist podcast.
I like those Twitter claps you got in there.
Hell yeah, that was actually me banging on the desk right next to me.
Yeah, I could
Good.
tell. It was a lovely sound.
I'm gonna give you them hot points for making
Should we introduce
sound
ourselves?
more important than it. Yes.
Yeah, don't forget to introduce each other like in film slobs. we're better than that.
All right. I am Fargo. I am the editor of the podcast. I am largely unimportant. We also have the next person, Bailey.
Hi.
Hello.
That's all.
Bailey is British. That's his character trait. Next, Gunts.
Hey.
He is a pony.
God damn it.
The last survivor of his race.
Is Fargo perhaps the least charismatic person that could have done this
and
intro?
Mr. Tangelo.
I'm here to save the podcast.
And so he
Good
will.
luck.
Then, Pondidator 2.
Is this really the intro we're going with?
He's
Pondidator
dead. He's dead.
2.
He's dead. He's dead.
Oh,
We killed
no!
him before it started.
Oh my god.
I think I can almost guarantee you his roommate came back.
Wait, you can't fucking hear me?
He's playing Kingdom Hearts. He's fun.
No!
He's been sucked in.
The podcast is ruined.
He fucking he went to go play with Goofy. He's way cooler than us.
Yo.
Can we do a strict ban on impressions in this podcast, please?
I am for this ban.
Yeah, I guess Pawn's dipping.
Yeah.
Wait,
for
did you
now.
actually not
You can-
fucking hear me?
God,
Nope, now we can.
We hear you now.
What the
there we go.
fuck?
There's Pawn. Okay.
Pondidator 2.
Oh my god, this is terrible.
Yep.
I'm not recording myself anymore. This is on my phone.
Okay.
My desktop is fucked. I could hear you guys just fine, but my internet's all like fucky.
All right. So is your audio not even being recorded?
No.
Damn.
Shit.
Are you
I
gonna?
love this
Well, then
podcast.
get out of here! Get out! Record you? I can't record you, Pawn. Fun.
Fargo, you guys are gonna have to cut all of this.
This is
Oh.
going much better than expected already.
No! Cut literally none of it. I want all of it in. We're doing it live,
the parts where
baby.
you
Yeah.
can only hear half the conversation because some people aren't fucking
Yes.
recording.
Okay. Before we get any, just quick diversion. Last person to introduce Ash Vampire.
Yes, the famous one, or at least the
Yeah.
mildly famous one.
Mildly not even 100 subscribers.
I'm getting close, baby. I'm at 96. It's gonna happen.
You may have heard of him. I'm sure you have.
Ash just handing out his signature for when he gets famous. Yeah,
I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Cut literally none of that, by the way.
I am absolutely not cutting it.
It's not a joke.
We will let everyone know that this podcast is going to be a dumpster fire from day one.
As it should be.
Every first episode of a podcast is a dumpster fire. In fact, every podcast is a dumpster fire. Podcasts are shitty and bad. I mean, this is still going better than those hacks over at Film Slobs. I mean, I can't believe those fucking guys.
Dude, episode 3 is a fucking train wreck.
Oh my god, I know.
Their
They
staff is inconsistent.
they went completely off the rails. They've lost their edge.
They sold out.
I've literally never watched Film Slobs.
And Pon just spoke.
You're
That's the
not
case.
wasting your time then.
I want to support my friends, but I also don't have that much time.
Episode 2 is good.
See, I do have that kind of time, but I spend it doing more important things, like binging on Razor Fist all day.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that to me. Razor Fist is fucking sick. Have you seen? You were watching all those Michael Jackson videos. What'd you think of that?
They are some of like the most informative, some of the most informative videos on the topic I think that probably exist anywhere.
What the fuck are we talking about? I had to kick my dog out. What's happening?
We're talking about Razor Fist's Michael Jackson videos.
Oh, I have seen
Yeah,
that.
like they are some of the most informative videos on the topic that I think probably exist anywhere. And like for the longest time, like I didn't really care about the entire subject really at all. I was never really into Michael Jackson's music really, so it just was kind of an issue that I was like, yeah, people are going to debate it, into eternity. And I kind of always sat on the fence about it as far as like whether or not he was guilty. And I was always kind of like, maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But really the only people that will really ever know are the people who are actually there. And it's so conflicting that there's really no way for anybody else to know. But Razorfist completely put me on the, Michael Jackson is innocent side. Like just the way that he points out everything. I think the Razorfist, just as a person, like his most valuable contribution to like the YouTube sphere is just his ability to see past like all the smoke and mirrors stuff, and just like it has an incredible eye for like the ulterior motives for people and business and corporations and stuff. It's really good, and he's also just one of the best spoken people that I've seen on YouTube.
Oh yeah, his vocabulary is crazy good.
And the fact that he just does it all on the fly, it looks like, is insane. I don't think I've ever seen somebody who can speak that quickly and with that level of vocabulary and diction without like even breaking a sweat.
The danger of like him being so confident in his ability to perceive ulterior motives, I think, is also like every once in a while, I think he'll just like throw out an accusation that's kind of out there, or just accusing them of things that like he doesn't really have any.
Really.
Yeah, he
I
assumes a lot.
I agree
don't
with
get me
this
wrong.
a lot. Like he's so forceful in his delivery that if you're like not paying that much attention, you'll basically believe like everything he says.
No, I definitely get that. Like it has kind of like the Alex Jones effect in a way.
Good comparison.
But in a lot of ways, like just the way that he will, like, I think that one of the more like the better things about him is like, even though he is that way, like his willingness to admit that he is in fact biased.
True.
Like if you are paying attention, he will 100% like almost on a regular basis admit that like his view on this is slanted by his own personal beliefs. So if you just take it with a grain of salt under that context, then like it still, I think, is valuable just for the fact that he has a more unique perspective on things than I think a lot of political commentators on YouTube.
I mean, he's certainly better than most. I don't know about other people, but I have a problem with Razor Fist sometimes because, like, yeah, he's he's like he has a really good vocabulary and he's a very well speaker, but he's almost like too good, you know? Like he speaks so fucking fast that sometimes I'll just completely miss something he says because he just like goes by so fucking fast I can't even process it.
Yeah, I feel that, but I should preface this that before that anybody thinks that I'm some sort of weird hardline conservative because I like Razor Fist. Like I'm the same person.
He's a libertarian more so than a conservative.
Yeah, but I mean, for people on the other side, that's basically the same thing.
I mean, to be fair, mainstream conservatism is very much overlapping with libertarianism.
Do you really want to go down this road? Do you really want to go into politics 10 minutes into the first episode of this fucking podcast? Listen, I don't give a shit about Razor Fist. I've never fucking watched Razor Fist, alright? I spend my fucking free time jacking off and watching anime, alright? Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I just want to say that I'm the same guy that watches and agrees with a lot of things that Jim Sterling says. You know, just to put that out there.
I don't know who the fuck Jim Sterling is.
He's that guy who's like on the brink of death.
I thought that was Boogie.
He's a little.
No, he is literally a cut. No, Boogie looks way better than Jim Sterling these days. Have you seen his teeth? He got real teeth. Yeah, it's fucking weird.
I have seen Boogie. It was, I followed. I haven't followed Boogie like actually, but I vicariously follow him because every time he like does something weight loss related, people post on Fit about it for some reason. And it's cool. I'm glad that he's lost so much weight.
Yeah, good for him, bro. But I only see him every time he apologizes for a dumb comment he makes, which is about once a week. He is a cuck also, but in a different sense.
Yeah.
He's not a literal cuck.
No, he's a illiteral cuck.
Figure of cuck.
Now, for what it's worth, I like Jim Sterling. I think he makes like good content, but like sometimes I'm like, man, you're out there.
Let's.
He makes the same content every video, bro.
Oh my god, that's also true. It gets so tiring.
But I mean, the reason that I care about Jim Sterling is that he is an actual journalist. You know, like he because he's an independent. Because he's independent, he's not bound by like, you know, getting money from developers and publishers and stuff
but
for
he
covering
also
their
like
stuff in a positive light. Like he'll actually go out of his way to find you know journalistic material.
I guess, but
it's just funny because like every
he's not really I'm gonna finish. I've decided. He's not like really a journalist though. He's more just a commentator. He doesn't actually journalize, you know. He doesn't go out and get stuff so much as comment on it 90% of the time.
In a recent video, he actually did.
That's great. I haven't seen that. I will definitely look it up.
He does sometimes. He gets a lot of like insider stuff. Sometimes
it's been a while since I watched him, so maybe that's changed. But that's good if it has.
Yeah, no, I mean more recently, he's gotten like a lot of insider contact.
Cool.
My problem with Jim Sterling is that like every time I see like any kind of like game news or whatever, I can tell exactly if Jim Sterling is going to make a video on it, and when he does, I know exactly what he's going to say.
Yep.
That's true. That's true.
He's pretty predictable.
So
he does have good skits, though.
What's everyone's opinion on microtransactions?
They're bad.
Should they be illegal?
Actually,
I think if they're purely cosmetic, there's really no issue with them.
I want to take. I want microtransactions to exist in this way. So people who keep begging and whining for an easy mode in Sekiro, it should be available. It should be no. Listen to me. It should be available as a microtransaction, but it costs like $100 and make them pay out the ass for it.
You have to.
They gotta pay the bitch tax.
You have to watch your wife sleep with Jim Sterling.
Reverse cuck, and then you can be good at Sekiro.
I am totally fine with microtransactions of any variety, so long as they're out of the way. Like, I don't want to be constantly reminded that they exist. Like, as long as it's, you know, not, as long as the game is not constantly berating me about the fact that it has microtransactions in it, that there is a storefront, that there is the possibility to get this, that, or the other, I don't care. But we all know that's never going to happen because there's no point otherwise.
The thing is, right, is you see these articles every now and then, and it's like, some kid spent $200 on their parents' credit card, and it's like, whatever happened to being a fucking parent, you lazy piece of shit?
That's true.
Yeah.
Like, is the blame parent on the kid or the parent for not teaching them, don't spend
Well, it's not,
$700?
There's always going to be
not
predatory
like
practices in the world, so, like, you can't just say, ban it, daddy government, please.
It's not even, like, teaching your kids the value of money, because, like, growing up, like, I was taught the value of money, right? So even if, like, my mom is not a technology savvy person, like, even if I knew her credit card information and had access to an online store, because I was raised with an understanding of the value of money, I never would have done something like that. But even then, the onus is on the parents to, like, this is why I don't buy the whole, like, oh, well, the parents are just not as informed on technology. If you're buying it for your fucking child, get the fuck informed.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same reason that, like, parents will research to hell and back about the car that they're about to buy as a graduation parents for their kid because, there's, like, safety concerns and, like, that sort of thing. They'll do it for that, but they're not going to do it for their fucking games. Are they fucking stupid? It's a corporate fucking machine. Of course you should be doing research on it. That goes for anything.
I complain about microtransactions and all that, but, like, at the end of the day, the kind of companies that, like, put microtransactions in their games probably aren't making the kinds of games I buy anyway.
True.
That's also true. I mean, I don't play that many games, and, like, even when I do, they're all, like, old N64 and GameCube games that have finally come out on Steam.
When games were good.
Wait, you guys don't play Candy Crush?
Soul. I actively have avoided Candy Crush, but I did play Brave Frontier. That was fun. That was cool.
Dude, do you know how upset I was when I realized that there were retroactive microtransactions on Bejeweled?
Retroactive?
Yeah, like I don't know if anybody remembers in, like, the early 2000s when Bejeweled came out, and it was really fun and cool because, like, it was new and interesting, and
I remember.
Obviously it was just a PC game. It was a really simple fucking PC game that literally could run on anything, even the broke ass fucking computer that we owned, and that was neat. And, like, I recently, like, looked into getting it just as, like, a a time killer for work on my phone. Oh yeah, there's fucking microtransactions just retroactively dumped on that thing, and I'm just like, dude, you already made your money on this game in the early 2000s. Why do you need, like, what the fuck?
Might as well milk it, I guess.
I mean, that's obviously the motive. It's just kind of like, come on, man.
Yeah, it's lame.
Say, Ash, when you brought up, why don't parents, like, look into, like, all this shit about a video game? I feel like the reason why they might not do that is because I think there's a kind of, like, expectation on what, or, like, an idea in their head of what they think a game is, and they think that a video game might just be, like, a board game, but
well, that excuse is fine until you begin to realize that that's bullshit. Because if you look at any, like, traditional toy, right, like, especially if you, like, you think about, like, around Christmas time here in the States, where, like, there's always, like, one or two toys that are, like, the craze.
A Turbo Man, for example.
Or, like, Furbies back in the 90s, right? Like,
shout out to Jingle
everybody
all the
knew.
Way.
Yeah, everybody knew about those toys.
I played with Rescue Heroes, baby. The Chad's toy.
But, I mean, you know what I mean, right? So, like, anytime there is, like, a huge amount of media attention on something, there is ample fucking information available even to the layman. And in that regard, video games are no exception. And I just don't think that it's a viable excuse for a parent to say that, oh, well, I just didn't think that was going to be the case. When
video games are, like, a lot more new of a medium. If it's like
no, but I mean, you fucking, for Christ's sake, you open up.
It's difficult to understand for a lot of boomers.
No, but I don't care. Like, you open up
in terms of toys.
No, I'm not giving them a late excuse. I'm just saying, like, inherently, that's.
No, I mean, like, I understand that, but, like, the fact that, like, all of these practices are on, like, the front page of, like, your fucking homepage for internet, like, talking about this sort of thing.
For internet.
No. You know.
About Reddit?
No. I mean, like, shut the fuck up. You know what I fucking mean. You know, like,
yeah.
I honestly have no idea why you guys find that funny.
I'm just laughing at a funny laugh. I'm
funny.
not even laughing at you. What you said was funny.
No, I mean, I'm talking, like you go to like the Google homepage or the ATT homepage or the Yahoo.net homepage or like whatever it is that opens as soon as you open up your
I get fucking
your
pretty
browser.
I get a fucking pretty text thing when I open Google.
But my point
information
is
is all over the place.
It's all over the place.
Yeah.
It's plastered everywhere. There's no way that you could not fucking see it. So it's just, I don't buy it as an excuse. It's not like it's this hidden thing that is only talked about in like very specific circles. No, like huge media outlets talk about this. You have no excuse.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't think that it's probably not like set in their head. Like they don't think that maybe they don't think that games are will be as huge as an investment.
It's also I don't even think
you have to.
They probably just don't even. It's not that they know they are uninformed about this thing and just think it's okay. It's like they can't even conceive of the idea that they would need to research this thing to make these decisions because they don't understand that.
I don't know. I just don't. I don't find it a viable excuse because it's fucking everywhere.
It's not an excuse per se. It's like
it's a defense.
Gun
It's
said.
simply a reason.
Yeah, it's merely the source.
It's just lack. It's just a lack of experience.
I mean, sure. If you're just saying that that's the reason, that's fine. But it doesn't change the fact that it's not excusable.
Well,
nobody
said
said
for my
that.
kid, obviously, I want to know what it's about.
You know what game had good microtransactions?
What game?
What game had good microtransactions?
Pokemon Picross.
No.
You download it for free, and then you need bits or whatever to progress through the game, and you can get them just by playing it, but it's pretty slow, so you got to buy more. But once you buy about $40 worth of bits, you just get them for free.
Wow.
Oh, really?
They're just unlimited at that
$40,
point.
No, that's,
the price of a normal game.
Yeah, that's
less than a price of a normal game, technically, but
no. I mean that.
I wouldn't pay $4 for a Pokemon game, let alone 40.
God damn.
Bro, it's sick. I paid maybe $10 for that game. I got exactly the amount of value that I wanted out of it, and then I just stopped.
What's the game like? I've never even heard of it.
It's kind of like Sudoku, but also kind of like Minesweeper. It's just a fucking puzzle game.
Podcast,
so it's Pokemon themed.
Podcasts are the perfect form for describing how video games work.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is why over half
the most
of
visual medium.
Yeah, which is of course why over half of podcasts are on games.
Oh my god, we're officially millennials now. We're making a podcast. Wow.
No. You're only
Yes.
There's been a chart. I don't know if you've seen it. There's a chart going around that if you have eaten all the things, depending on how many things you've eaten out of the chart, you're a millennial.
What?
It's it has avocado toast in there.
Show me this chart. Okay, well
frappuccinos
I'm not
and
fucking
shit.
on there. Show me this fucking chart.
Yeah, put it in the show
You can
notes.
type and talk.
Because let me tell you, I'm poor as shit. I don't fucking eat food.
I saw there was a bit on Fantano's Let's Argue where someone said, "Hey man, let's start a podcast" is the modern day version of Let's Start a Band, and I think that's true.
Yeah, that's not wrong. That is not wrong.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
And like all things from the millennial generation, it requires much less skill and brings much less valuable results.
I mean, on the skill level, yeah.
I would actually say it brings more valuable results.
I was going to say, on
your
the valuable
shitty garage
results,
rock band from the 90s.
How dare you?
A shitty garage rock band that never actually goes
What about
anywhere.
Slint?
That no one gets.
Isn't that what they're called?
Well, okay.
Slint.
They're overrated.
Oof.
No, but you're talking about a band that actually got published.
Get your moo-core out of here.
This is why.
You
Look,
know,
this is my hot take. We need the media filter. We need the elitist looking down, going, "No, don't make this shitty podcast."
I agree, but only if I'm the elitist.
Yeah, that actually mirrors. I was like, so I listened to Game Grumps as my going to bed audio.
Wait, like ASMR?
Yeah, that's actually why I wanted to bring that up.
Perfect segue.
Yeah, no, like I don't understand the appeal of ASMR, but then I like have to stop myself and be like, yeah, but the enraged shrieking of Aaron Hansen kind of is my ASMR, so I really don't have any way to talk.
It's like how people like put a vacuum cleaner on to go to sleep. It just becomes white noise.
Yeah. Wait, what? Wait.
What?
Is it usually like a fan? If you leave a vacuum cleaner on when you go to sleep, isn't that gonna like fucking explode?
I don't actually know whether or not vacuum cleaners heat up to a point that they explode.
I remember hearing it sometime ago.
I put on My Bloody Valentine once, so I essentially put on a vacuum.
Okay, I agree with you on that. That's a good sleeping album.
No, it's the reason I bring that up though is that there was an episode of Mario Sunshine that they were talking about like getting rid of stupid people, and Dan just came in and was like, but only if we're the ones judging the stupid people, because we could very easily be considered really stupid people by others.
Literally, I agree. This is a totally acceptable rule if I'm the one judging it.
Yeah, right.
Speaking of sleeping and videos, what is everyone's opinion on the hit YouTube trend ASMR from 2015?
Yay.
I have legitimately never listened to an ASMR unless it was like a meme one, like the Goku was at the door trying to get in one, like shit like that.
Or the playing Minecraft while parents are arguing through the door.
Yeah.
I love the have you guys seen the Jew one where he's just like rubbing coins against the microphone?
Oh my
God. There are some good meme ASMR videos that have come out of that, but I personally do not understand the appeal at all. Like I do not understand the appeal of listening to someone literally swallow the mic like it's their own dick.
So, did your mom ever tuck you into bed?
No.
Absolutely not.
That explains it.
That explains
it.
See, all right.
That explains
she
much.
Helped me get to bed when I was a kid, but never literally tucked me in. No.
The experience for me is less like being tucked in the bed. It's more so like being in like a really quiet interview at like the doctor's office or like getting my hair cut or something, and it's like super quiet.
I like
just relaxing.
Like, the way that I was raised is that when we were kids, when we were like really little kids, fucking 8 o'clock rolled around, mom came into the living room, go the fuck to bed, and you went to bed. That was
Were you raised by wolves?
One might describe my mother as the American equivalent of a tiger mom. So maybe.
What does that? Ash, I can't wait to see you in Kimono Friends.
Oh god. So let me try and explain ASMR. Why I like it. Firstly, I have massive mommy issues, and so I can pretend some ASMR woman is my caring guardian, and I feel comfortable. That is like weirdly true. It's just like having someone care for you in like a non-sexual, vulnerable way.
In a non-existent way.
See, I just do that for myself. That's how I got undepressed.
You ASMR'd yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, just jerk yourself
off,
no. Honestly.
Well, yes.
How do you ASMR yourself?
That much I did do.
Do you like slowly rub your head and like whisper to yourself?
You turn your mouth sideways so you can whisper in your own ear.
Yeah, like those poorly drawn anime girls.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, Guns, I'm looking at this list that you just posted.
This is so fucking funny, yeah.
So here's my question.
I have literally 0 points in that list, by the way.
I have one, maybe two, depending on a definition here, right? So I have had quinoa, but only because growing up my mom was a vegetarian for health reasons.
Pause. Has everyone seen David Lynch eats quinoa, the greatest video of all time?
I've seen part of it.
It's a masterpiece. It's a video of David Lynch making and eating quinoa. It's a 10 out of 10.
What the fuck is mermaid toast?
What the fuck is... What the fuck is... I want to know what charcoal water is.
Isn't that a transgender
I have
thing?
no... Who
Bro,
knows?
do we have mermaids and people are just eating them?
Bruh.
Dude,
maybe
like I don't.
Maybe that'll tie into the Little Mermaid movie.
I actually have
Bam!
I have
the podcast.
I have no idea what like most of this is, but like okay, so I have had quinoa, so I have at least 1 point. But what the fuck is a waffle sandwich? And does chicken and waffles count if you eat it?
Wait,
like
waffle sandwich? Where's that?
Right.
It's
at the end.
Yeah, it's the very end.
Is it literally putting ham and cheese in between?
Yeah,
I've eaten peanut butter and jelly on toaster waffles.
See, because the thing is I need to know what this is, because if chicken and waffles counts, then that's point 2. But I doubt that it does, because chicken and waffles has been a Southern staple for fucking ever, and is also like the best way to consume shitty American breakfast. So
it is really great. It is really good.
Bone broth?
What the? Yeah,
that doesn't sound like a millennial thing. That just sounds like a cooking thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because like, isn't most broth made from boiling like
from bones and
stuff like that?
You know, chunky stuff. Like
like the stuff that you aren't gonna actually eat. You just like throw it in a pot of water and just like melt it.
God, that 11 to 15 yas almost a millennial. I want to die.
Yeah,
Can I mention yas, like that thing? It's like the most I actually get like
I hate it.
I get literally aggravated when I see like people like type it or say it. Like my fight or flight reflex activates when I see it.
Literally fucking aggravated, dude.
Actually,
Tang.
It's
I'm
fucking worse.
I'm about to
when
make you run for the hills.
Actually, fucally see that shit in video games. Like, it's the worst thing ever.
All right, Tang. I'm about to make.
What video games are these? Oh my god!
Actually, it's not like actually spoken a line, but in the game that I'm playing right now, it's.
Is it like soy power video games?
No, it's a fucking JRPG, and then like. You completed this quest. Yes. Like,
no!
Obviously,
Kill me.
Original text, but why?
Jesus Christ!
Don't do that.
Fargo, you're gonna put.
That's kind of the mark of when a video, when like a meme or something is going too far, is when the fucking indie games are getting a hold of it and they're trying to put it in there so they can look all woke and shit.
Yeah, it just reminds me of Yeek.
Fargo, you're gonna put Yas Queen in your game, right?
Okay, all right. So the only incarnation of Yas that I find acceptable is when it is used as a meme to be to be used with the other word Yas, bitch.
Oh my god! Please, never
absolutely
say that again.
not even ironically. Get it out of my face. Delete it from history.
I'm so glad
delete it just like the nobody meme. Get that fucking shit out of here.
Just destroyed the podcast.
Yep.
You're welcome.
Oh yeah, you want to fucking talk about your feelings on that, Tangelo, about the nobody meme? Because I'm definitely like getting to that level that you're at with it.
What's the nobody meme?
Like ever since you pointed it out.
Nobody,
it's not even a joke.
Okay.
Whatever.
There
is no joke.
Please explain.
Nobody.
All right, so the idea of the nobody meme. The idea of the nobody meme is like. It'll say nobody and then like it says nothing like there's just a nobody nothing and then, like it'll be like somebody and then like they'll be doing a thing. Yeah,
I've seen this and all of them are
that nobody asked for. The point is to highlight things that people don't ask.
I've seen this and all of them are unfunny.
Like Twitter, there are a lot of Twitter memes that were like, "Wow, this is terrible," but like this one is like next level. Like I'm sick of it after the first one.
Yeah, because it literally has no punchline. The punchline is that there is no punchline.
Is that look at this weird thing that some people do.
It's like all punchline, but there's like no build-up.
It's like it's like substituting for a build-up when 99% of the time you could just omit it entirely and it would be funnier just to look at it.
Like
it would be funnier without the nobody.
Is like when such and such thing happens, post funny image and then instant laughs. everyone gets their yucks.
Well, that's because 90% of memes now are just thing and then reaction image under it. It's like
yes. Oh my god, what the fuck is that? Oh, it's so bad.
And I've come up with this rule, and every meme that exists is bad the very moment a corporate account posts one.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Does nihilist?
I hate watching corporate accounts like banter with each other.
And when people are going
it's gross. It's like freaky. Stop pretending that you're actual human beings. Okay, you're disgusting. You're disgusting machines built to make money. Just stop pretending.
But the worst thing is when people respond to like a Wendy's tweet going, the famous phrase "Yas Queen."
Oh wow!
What has this devolved into? What are we?
Okay, all right. So I have to ask, where is
the streams?
Where is the line of demarcation on corporate account? Because like, I think that the Sonic the Hedgehog Twitter and the Nihilist Arby's Twitter are fucking fantastic.
Well, Nihilist Arby's is a meme account.
Yes, I know, but it uses the branding of Arby's to make its jokes. So like, does that?
But it's not from Arby's.
Okay, it's not the actual Arby's account. That's the denotation. It has to be the actual official.
So how about the Sonic the Hedgehog one? Because that one's actually funny.
Used to be funny. It got shit.
Did they change like who was in charge, or does anybody know?
I don't know. I just feel like it got less.
Here's where I draw the line. I see it and then I don't like it. That's where the line is. It begins and ends.
I mean, it's pretty simple. It's pretty good to go.
I think the Sonic Twitter fell off when Sonic Forces came out and everyone hated it, and they had to like skirt around that because they're always so like open about. Haha, Sonic sucks.
Yeah.
But then when they have a product to sell, you can see them, like, slithering.
Did people really hate Forces that much? Because I thought it was, like, the greatest meme game of all time.
It got pretty bad.
Is meme game a good game, though?
Yes, if it leans into it as much as Forces did, absolutely.
Well, I played it, and it fucking plays awful.
No, I know it plays awful, but that's not the point. That's not where the enjoyment is.
Before we spiral off and talk about Sonic Forces, can I mention that it's like weird that people like give a shit about Twitter accounts at all? Like saying like, "Oh man, this Twitter account went to shit." Like I remember I saw not too long ago, I saw like a video, like a documentary video on like the history of like the creator of Bayonetta's Twitter account and how he just like bans people. It was like bizarre. It was like fucking bizarre. Like it was like
got recommended this.
Yeah, it was like 30. It was like 30 fucking minutes, and like it's just all talking about his tweets. I'm like, somebody thought this was interesting, and like not just the person who made it, but like other people who watched it thought it was interesting.
This is a slight variation on that, but I actually think that biographies written from people who are like our age and younger are going to be so fucking good because they're just going to get access to like all our private Facebook messages and Twitter messages, and finally we'll be able to see how people really are
like after we're
dead. They're being like presented.
Dude, being like a historian in the future is going to be such a fucking chore because the amount of information that is like present right now is just so much more dense than what any other like people in history have had access to.
Don't worry, a YouTuber will cover all of it.
It'll be done by an algorithm though, probably.
It's not that it's going to become more difficult, it's just that it's going to become less interesting because there's less conjecture to be had. You know what I mean? Like, because the reason
think that's what's interesting about it.
Well, the reason that history is interesting now is because like there's so little that exists as far as records go that.
Wait a minute. What do you mean?
No. So
nowadays?
No. Back like.
Oh yeah, back. Okay,
back. In the past, there's so little recorded stuff from people that a lot of the interest in history has to come from historians kind of making assumptions and kind of using the facts to sort of like point to something as to like why it might have happened or why somebody might have made this action using what little they do have. And I think history is just going to become a lot less interesting when you can literally just be like, oh yeah, no, they just said this in a tweet and then the next day the thing happened. Like it's just not, there's no nuance anymore. It's just very direct.
History is so soulless now.
I don't mean to like burst your bubble, but people do say things online and they are not actually true sometimes.
Oh yeah, no, I mean that no, I mean
bro, don't come to school tomorrow.
No, like obviously
you're cool.
Obviously, yes. Of course that that's going to play into it, but that just increases the amount of like labor involved in separating truth from fiction. The point still remains that everything is so well documented about literally everybody's life that there's not going to be any room for conjecture because all the facts are going to just be there.
But isn't it weird that people seem to not have any idea what's going on with most things now? Like, I feel like this increase in information has led to like a density where it becomes a blur.
Oversaturation. Yes.
Yeah.
So no,
what
I think that is just that. So I don't think that that's ever not been the case.
Maybe so, yeah.
I think there has always been a massive density of information available. It's just that because everybody can publish their own information now, that, like, the reason that it doesn't seem as dense in the past is because traditional media could cater and like cut, they could put a lot of stuff on the cutting room floor. And because of that, everything felt cleaner and more streamlined. It's not as though the stuff that they cut out never happened. It's just that they never talked about it.
And no one has ever left a tweet on the cutting room floor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no. Like, that's against the ethos of the fucking platform.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, every event in history has always been a gigantic clusterfuck, and you could never fully grasp the whole thing. But, like, it just felt like you could before. Whereas, like, now, there's, like, so much shit on the internet about, like, every little minute detail about the thing that it feels just like so dense and like incomprehensible.
Fair.
I mean, I think that is like contributed to like radicalization, or at least what feels like radicalization. I don't think that people are any more radical now than they ever have been. I just think that because all of them can say what they want at any time, you see it more.
I disagree, actually. I think talking to someone talking to someone on Twitter and talking to them in real life is actually a fundamentally different experience.
No.
Yeah, everyone on Twitter,
people to be more shitty.
Yeah,
of course. The polarization is in part actually stronger because the primary means of communication is one that encourages
lack of nuance,
disagreeableness. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I mean, I'll give you that, but I still think that the, like, number of, like, hardline radical people has kind of always been the same. It just so happens we have to fucking hear all of them now.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who shout, but aren't
I think there's more radicals than there were, like, not... I mean, like I'm sure there were, like, obviously more radicals, like, 200 years ago or something, but I feel like in recent times there's more radicals now than there were, like maybe a decade or two ago.
Bro, have you heard of this Ben Shapiro radical?
Dude, I saw him own some libs the other day. It's pretty epic, Yas Queen.
He owns them? Isn't that like slavery? Oh my god.
Whoa, you're right.
Can we all just agree that regardless of your opinions about fucking Ben Shapiro of all people, that the man looks like an actual toad?
I feel like
I almost really know who the fuck Ben Shapiro is.
I almost feel bad. I almost feel bad for Ben Shapiro because I feel like he gets overhated for like, and it's like not really his fault because like people would like take videos of him like doing like debates and stuff, and then like plaster libs owned like all fucking over it. So he just has like this identity that's completely out of his control of like the lib owner.
I mean, that's his fault because he's the one who said it in the first place.
I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know. It's just it feels like I don't think he's that bad. He's okay. Like I don't like he's an idiot, but
his voice is the most obnoxious thing I have heard after Your Movie Sucks.
It's pretty nasally.
Ben Shapiro looks exactly like how you imagine someone like Ben Shapiro would look.
Ben Shapiro looks exactly like the type of person that I imagined in my head when I first read Harry Potter and read about Professor Umbridge.
I can't even like the only person fucking image that's in my head right now is Ted Cruz. I don't know who the fuck Ben Shapiro is.
That's actually pretty close. Ted Cruz does look like an old ass version of Ben Shapiro. Come to think of it.
Just imagine Ted Cruz with a tinier, shiny.
Oh, it's this guy. Fuck.
He has discovered.
So anyway, let's move on before we radicalize anyone else.
Can't get too radical on this podcast.
Dude,
I'm all
no fucking skating on the boardwalk.
Fuck, I'm always radical, bros.
Here I am, doing everything I can.
Oh god, what is he doing?
He's trying to sing and failing spectacularly.
Any other topics? Let's get away from this.
Fuck topics. Don't tell me what to do, Bailey.
Oh, sorry. Geez.
All right,
We're gonna talk about how we failed to record the hilarious joke when Fargo was calling roll, and he said Bailey, and I said hi.
No, I swear to God, I caught that.
Who knows?
That was pretty fantastic.
Pretty
I
epic,
guess
bros.
I guess I can bring in the topic of.
Okay, this is epic.
I guess I can bring in the topic of illegal smuggling inside the U.S. Navy.
All right. Oh yeah. Is this about the vape?
Yeah. Okay. So let me give a background for the 0 people that are actually going to listen to this. I had a bunch of.
If you are listening to this, please stop.
It's going to be a YouTube employee.
Yeah. Should I just make sure they have to listen to it and drop an N-bomb like right now? Out of context.
Oh yes, just title the video like child porn or something, so they have to watch the whole thing.
No, yeah, just child it like fucking like
Child it?
No.
Child it.
Yeah. No, like just
child it up.
Title the first episode of the podcast something like child porn fucking defended.
Oh no, he did it.
Well, all right. Welcome to the CP podcast, aka the Cool Podcast.
I like how it's the CP podcast. It's
Cool
the Cool
Podcast. Of course.
It's like DC Comics, right?
Anyway, just for some background, I am in the U.S. Navy trying to get the fuck out of that fucking hellhole.
Are you actually doing anything yet?
Yes and no, and I will talk with you about that after we finish recording if you are interested.
Okay.
I am. So I am trying to get out. I was on a submarine, and I've been to Scotland and Norway on deployment, and which was really good. I actually thought Scotland was a beautiful country.
I didn't recommend it. It sucks.
Where we were, it was pretty nice. We were around Glasgow, but
cut it off.
But that's not the point. So it's interesting that when you're on a Navy ship, obviously you pull into a foreign port, and you just kind of do. You don't like go through like you don't have to hand in your passport or anything, because it's not like you come through like an airport or something like that. And
sure.
Because you're in the military, it's just kind of like an understood agreement between countries that that's okay. And because the boat is a military vessel, they keep very good track of all of us, and they're not just going to leave one of us behind, in the fucking foreign country. So, though many of us wish they would. But what this actually happens is that when the boat comes back to the States, the same thing happens, i.e., we don't pass through customs. Which means that even though a customs official will come down to the boat and just kind of like ask, hey, did you guys bring anything you're not allowed to bring? Everybody on board will just look at them with puppy dog eyes and say, no, of course not. So it's funny to me that I think there are probably more just like innocent, like things that you're not allowed to bring into the United States that like actually there's no real reason for it. It's all like, companies being in bed with the government reasons that you're not allowed to bring certain things into the country. That the U.S. Navy ships bring in by the fucking truckload, dude. For example, the two that our boat was most egregiously responsible for, was one, nicotine and tobacco related products, because of the fact that the United States grows most of the tobacco in the world, as far as I'm aware. All the companies that are, on that shit, they don't want competition from overseas. That's why you can't get like, the flavored cigarettes in Japan. That's why you can't import them here, because it's actually illegal. Like lobbying has allowed them to make that illegal for no real reason other than they don't want that competition. So the thing is that also causes nicotine and tobacco-related products in other countries to literally be cheap as dirt. I obviously, you've probably heard over the course of this recording, I vape, and that falls.
It's vape.
Hi, my name's Ash Vampire, and I vape.
Yes, I am the vaped crusader, as it were. Anyhow,
please stop talking.
Because of that, when I went over to Scotland, I didn't know this beforehand, and when I went into a vape shop to just get some juices to stock up for the rest of the deployment, I was blown away by how cheap all of the vape juices were, and so I stocked the fuck up. I bought 700 milliliters of vape juice, and for anybody who does or does not vape that, they will know, or anybody who does vape, they will know that's a fuck ton. And I recently got it back because it was confiscated for various reasons not related to me not being allowed to have it, as far as like customs is concerned. But I got it back. But it's funny because that was not actually the thing that was the most interesting thing that we brought back, because in a similar vein to nicotine and tobacco, alcohol is the same way. You cannot you cannot import as an individual alcohol into the United States, as far as I am aware. So of course, every single person on our boat went out and bought fuck wax of alcohol that you can't get in the States, to such a degree that I am fairly certain that were everyone on the boat to resell that alcohol in the States unopened, you would be looking at something on the level of about $100,000 worth of alcohol that we brought into the country.
Oh my God.
That's so funny.
But can you vape on a submarine?
No, you cannot, but nobody cares. Everybody did it.
So you do?
Yeah. Absolutely. Like, you can't smoke on a submarine, and that makes sense because it's like a contained atmosphere, and so, putting...
So then, so then when people still do it, what does that mean?
Alright, so when you go underway on a submarine, for surface ships, things like, wearing your uniform correctly and things like that, that's a lot more enforced. Like, all of the tiny little rules on surface ships, that shit gets enforced like anything else, because literally anybody could like photograph people on the deck of a surface ship, right? So they have to maintain appearances. But on account of a submarine is fucking underwater over half the time that we are underway, nobody cares. So that means things like we will wear just regular people t-shirts underway, cause fuck it. We will wear regular people tennis shoes underway, cause fuck it. Vaping is not allowed, but over half of the crew on my boat did it anyway, because it doesn't fucking matter. Shit like that everywhere on the submarine, because there's nobody to, like, look at you while you're underway, because you're in a fucking steel tube, hundreds of feet under the water. It doesn't... Yeah, it's not... There's no optics that the Navy has to try to preserve there, so nobody cares.
Interesting.
Yeah, I want you to know, while you were saying all that, I pulled out my own highly illegal vape that I've been hiding. I ran out of juice a long time ago, but I can still taste the ghost of blueberries on it.
Thank God you're not smoking any of that fucking gross-ass fucking dessert flavor shit. That shit's fucking gross.
I'm smoking fucking cigarettes now. It sucks.
Dude, I used to smoke cigarettes. I was going through like a pack and a half a week before I just switched over to vaping because A, cheaper, B, I could do it in my house. I don't have to fucking take a smoke break on the fucking balcony every fucking 10 minutes.
Bro, I'm smoking half a pack a day out here.
Just switch to the Chad cigars. They're fucking way cooler.
There are people here who smoke cigars. I fucking tried today. I couldn't figure out how.
You couldn't figure
it out? I couldn't.
I've smoked.
Instruction manual?
I've smoked cigars a couple times. It's just a completely different way of smoking.
Oh yeah, you don't actually whenever I smoke cigars, you don't actually inhale. You just kind of let them.
Yeah, they're
inside of your mouth.
Yeah, they're so big and hot that you. I just realized. No, but I mean, like in all reality, like
so big, so thick, heavy, and rough.
Yeah, just the way I like it. No, they just naturally.
It's a whole different way to handle it. You can't just do it like any other.
And they're exotic and brown too.
Tell me more.
If only tobacco could advertise itself, this would be their marketing campaign.
I mean, isn't that kind of like the basis for like the social marketing of Cuban cigars that they're rolled on the thighs of fucking hookers?
I don't know.
What?
Have you guys never heard that?
Like I have heard it.
No, I have heard of that.
I just didn't think it was like their official thing, was it?
No, I mean it's not their official thing, but like again, that's the social marketing of it. That like that's the appeal.
Maybe.
Is it really marketing if it's just social though?
No, I mean because yes, absolutely
like
it is because it absolutely is because anybody who goes out of their way to get a genuine Cuban cigar, which again, that's near impossible if you don't have a lot of money because importing tobacco related products from other countries is very difficult to do in the States. The appeal of smoking one of those is not that it's of like a higher quality, though I mean I think it might be a little bit. The appeal is knowing that shit was on the fucking ass of a hot ass fucking Cuban bitch.
You're a strange
is it
person.
though?
Who cares? That's not the point.
It is the point. How am I supposed to know it was rolled on a fucking
I mean, if I were
ass?
to smoke a genuine Cuban cigar, I want to watch. I want to watch that shit get rolled on a hot bitch's fucking ass.
Listen, if I'm gonna import some fucking cigars, I better get the severed ass of the hooker with it. Okay, that's how I know.
You mount that
proof.
shit on your wall.
I need the severed ass and a certificate that is an authentic ass.
A certificate of authentic hooker ass.
Isn't that a contradiction?
Authentic hooker, I guess.
What?
So.
I appreciate the 5-second delay.
Don't worry, Fargo will cut out all silences. Fargo, I hope you go back and have to cut out all my burps. That'll be really funny.
Bro, you're gonna be hearing like every fucking line. So my roommate's not here right now, but he was in here for a bit, and like every other fucking time I talked, he would just like say something under his voice, and you gotta like go find all of that fucking shit and just cut it out.
What was he?
No. Take all that and enhance it so we can hear him. He's part of the podcast.
Yeah.
So that on the next episode we can shit on his stupid opinions on Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah, finally. Like.
Oh man, you don't know. Kingdom Hearts is like far from the worst fucking thing that this man's into. All right, I have to sit here and like listen to this man like watching fucking Black Clover, watching fucking Fairy Tail. He's on fucking Boruto now.
Oh yeah.
How have you literally not managed to accidentally shoot him?
Because like
by complete and total accident.
Because like he's okay. He's fine. Yeah,
if you unironically watch Black Clover and Fairy Tail, that's not fine. Hate to break it to you.
Your quality of person depends entirely on the anime you watch. There's no exceptions.
Yes, of course, obviously.
Excuse me. Have you even seen Angel's Egg?
Well, he sure hasn't seen End of Evangelion, has he? Let's talk about.
Why don't you go fuck yourself?
Oh no, you're not running away from this one, buddy. Let's all talk about how Ash Vampire refuses to watch End of Evangelion. I'm gonna kill him.
I refuse to talk about this. I've already said that I will refuse to talk about this at length.
God damn it! Watch it.
Listen, I don't even like Evangelion, and I love End of Evangelion.
Why would you watch
Congratulations.
it? What the fuck?
I already fucking said I refuse to talk about this in any fucking public space.
Jeez.
This isn't a public
I can
space.
accept that as long as you pay the bitch tax.
No, I mean, that's fine. No, the reason that I won't is that while I feel completely justified in the reason that I have,
I'm sure
that I know for a fact that I will be fucking destroyed to hell and back.
By who?
And I don't honestly... No, it's not that I'm afraid of criticism. It's just it's a waste of my fucking time.
Who's gonna destroy you? And how is that wasting your time?
I will destroy you.
No, I literally do not. It's not worth my time to have to listen to people,
you're just
fucking
being
on the internet bitch about the fact that
you don't have to listen. Don't read the 0 comments.
Bro, just walk away. Just close your eyes. Just walk away, nigga.
But seriously, you don't have to. Like, who's gonna bitch at you on the internet? No one's gonna. 0 people will watch this video. And of those 0 people, 0% of them will get to 59 minutes.
We already that far.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're at like 59 in.
We're not getting fucking anywhere.
I'm not going to talk.
How long were you fucking talking about vaping? Jesus Christ.
Maybe 5 minutes.
So are you refusing to talk? Is that a final answer?
It's pleading the fifth.
Yeah, I am pleading the fifth on this topic.
You're a fucking coward.
You bastard.
Next topic of discussion: why Ash is a pathetic cuck.
I like this topic.
Really? Really?
We love you, Ash.
You're gonna say this to the person that has been fucking slaving on YouTube videos that no one is really watching?
You're cucked by YouTube, bro.
Fucking slaving. Bruh, I don't even have to fucking try and I get thousands of views a day. I literally... It's been it's actually fucking year since I uploaded this video and just fucking the other day it got 20,000 views in one day. I don't know what the fuck is happening,
That is kind of incredible. It kind of sucks.
It's weird. It really is weird.
It sucks that you're stuck in the army because otherwise you'd be making it big right now.
I'd be making fucking bank right now.
Yeah,
it's
rip.
It's actually kind of funny that you mentioned that, because I finished editing a video on a game today that's going up tomorrow.
Oh yeah, it's
and it was really
Star Wars one, right?
Yeah. It's really weird because I was thinking it was going to be just like any other editing project where it was I was going to get halfway through and it was going to really slow down and I was just going to be oh my god, can I just get this done and over with? But I realized why so much of YouTube is on games in the process of editing this. Because if you're talking about a show, right, you watch the show and then you write something about it, and then when you're in editing, sometimes you'll have a clear idea of what footage you want for certain sections, but by and large you have to scrub through the show multiple times to find exactly a scene that is this'll fit here, right? But if you're talking about a game, you just kind of put footage on, and because the action of the game is the point of the video, it literally does not matter what footage is over it. And if you need something super specific, all you do is boot up the game, hit record, do the action, and you're done. It's so fucking easy. I was oh my god, I get it now. I get why so much of YouTube is about games, because it's fucking ridiculously easy to edit it.
I mean, I feel that. Most of YouTube is also most of YouTube is about games, just because games are fucking huge right now.
Yeah, no, but I mean, I'm talking on the reason why the wall of actual video production hasn't really stopped anybody, because the difficulty bar is so much lower for editing games.
Oh yeah. I mean, even outside of just being about games, one of Digi's biggest videos is just him ranting about Sword Art Online over footage of a game.
It's just him playing Terra Online for 4 hours.
It's just easy to watch.
Truly, the greatest genre of video is unrelated video games over talking.
I dig it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but it was just
that game with the
really
knife where everyone's flying all over the place.
I seriously, it's
that's actually just surfing.
What I don't know what that means.
Surfing.
I literally
So essentially, there are maps where it utilizes the physics in source engine games like Counter-Strike, and it design maps in a way where you slide off of these inclines to fly up to different ones and just surfing through these crazy levels. I don't know. That's essentially what it is. It's just pretty much aesthetically pleasing in a way.
Of course,
chill.
The most aesthetically pleasing.
It was just really weird for me, realizing it in the process of doing it, and just being it was a fucking revelation. I had a fucking brain blast, dude.
You got Dynamaxed.
Yeah, my fucking brain got Dynamaxed.
Right.
Realizing exactly like why games are like so big on YouTube.
Oh fuck!
Ash-
I just had a fucking brain blast of my own.
What's that?
That now that the Dr. Stone anime is gonna be out, everybody's gonna be on that Jimmy Neutron meme shit.
Oh no,
dude, have you ever gone back and like watched an episode of Jimmy Neutron as an adult?
It's the worst.
No, I have not actually. I want to do that.
Fucking
now.
atrocious. like
Yeah.
you look at it and you're like, holy shit! I thought this was cool when I was a kid. Because like the animation is fucking like uncanny valley bad. Like
it's hideous.
It's awful.
Seriously.
Like there is fucking there's 3D porn that looks better than Jimmy Neutron.
I mean, that's why it's so like mimetic now. It was just because like people look back on it and it's hilarious looking.
Dude, the Jimmy Neutron movie was like one of my favorite things growing up.
You remember when they did the crossover with Fairly Odd Parents?
I was just gonna bring that up. That was fucking sick when I was 10.
Yeah.
That was pretty kino.
I like.
And he did it twice too.
When I watched that, when I watched that young, I thought like, okay, Jimmy kind of looks okay in like 2D, but like
Timmy looked. Oh, he was horrifying in 3D.
Oh God, it's disgusting.
The design philosophy does not transfer over.
Hey,
it does not.
Let me ask you guys an interesting topic, a question, right?
Beautiful sentence.
Before we go into another topic, can we?
It's not really a different. It's not really a different topic. It's about Jimmy Neutron.
Oh well, just real quick.
Okay.
Can we just acknowledge how fucking weird it is that Cindy really wanted to fuck Timmy in that crossover? Like she was all about it, dude. she was on it.
She was DTF as fuck.
Okay, so what about Jimmy Neutron?
Is Timmy really that attractive?
Okay, so
I don't know much about young children, but
so this is the CP podcast.
Oh no.
That's what it's called
no,
now.
all right.
Like,
Do you
over.
guys remember the Jimmy Neutron movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
The fucking they go to like Mars.
distinctly.
The designs of the
Yeah,
goo
yeah.
people were cool.
Where the
Yeah,
parents
okay,
get,
okay.
like,
Yeah.
got rid of or something?
They got abducted.
Yeah, okay.
All of them. Okay. So let me pose this question to you: is the Jimmy Neutron movie the original isekai?
No.
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 Just end yourself.
No. Fuck off.
Wasn't there just, there was literally just a big thing about how about the isekai problem in AnyTube where people just like stretch the definition of isekai so far.
I love it because it's fucking amazing. It's so funny.
It is
and
really
stupid,
funny,
and
I
I love
like
it.
some people take it like actually serious. Like, bro.
Oh yeah, no, those are not funny. What I just said is actually funny.
Hey, do you think
I
that
announced it.
fucking Evangelion is the original isekai because fucking Shinji goes to fucking Walmart in one episode?
Bro, I stepped outside of my house.
Stop, guys.
I
We're
do-
not allowed
I
to talk
honest-
about Evangelion. Ash has banned it. He's not allowed to talk about it, so neither are we.
I feel like I've been isekai'd whenever I go to Walmart, so I would agree. Yes.
I walked outside of my house, and
Yes.
so I'm essentially a protagonist.
Ash, you're such a weirdo. You going outside is a fucking isekai. Don't argue with it. Don't even try.
I don't.
Hanging out with my friends in another country.
I. Part of me wants to debate that because, like, I do go out. Like, I do go outside, and like, I do take walks.
Let's
in,
talk
like,
about who has fantasies about murdering people. Ash,
actually, also me. But only,
No, okay,
but
okay,
only
let me-
people
okay,
like,
literally,
but only
literally who
clarify
doesn't?
that. Let me clarify
I
that.
don't.
It's
You
not
play
that I
video
have
games,
fantasies
right?
about
Or
murdering
games.
people. I am just very interested in like. No, I mean like genuinely, like just as a point of like, I am just interested in what it feels like mentally and emotionally to be somebody who takes another human's life. Like it doesn't and not necessarily murder, like even on like, a battlefield of some kind, right? Like I just the
It's
amount
not
of
murder
like
on a battlefield.
no, I'm not saying it's not. I'm saying that
Bloom
like
on the battlefield?
what I'm no what
What
I'm
if we
saying is
kiss?
just like the act of taking act of taking another life is just like a very interesting idea to me of like what it does to somebody.
It's
it's
a fascinating experience that not a lot of people get.
Yeah, exactly. And it just I want, in like a weirdly morbid way, I want to experience it not because I want to kill someone literally. Yeah, I want to know, I want to feel those things just as a point of as a point of human experience.
Just like a point of reference, so like you know what fucking emotions your brain is capable of conjuring.
Yeah, I genuinely want to know what that is like.
Have you,
because
gone hunting
it is a what?
Have you gone like hunting? Have you like murdered an animal?
Yes.
How was that?
It's totally like, to me.
Are you gonna say it's totally different as if you've done both?
No. I feel like it.
I would imagine it's totally different though. Like that's probably not a stretch.
True.
I feel like it is. It would be totally different, probably just so, because when you kill an animal, it's like when I've killed animals, it's never been it's never been for sport, at least. It's been out of necessity. Like when you live out in the country in the South, like you sometimes you just have to, like, you know, a possum gets in the house and you can't get it out, or a raccoon
or a bird,
or like I've had to kill a bird that got in.
Or
my
like
house.
Sometimes a deer is just in the fucking road and you're like, oh god, what the fuck, and then you hit it, and then that happens again like a week later, and you get to just watch it as it sits in the fucking median between the two sides of the highway. And you just watch it as you drive past it every fucking day, delivering pizzas for Papa John's. And you just watch it ride. And you just watch the fucking crows pick it clean. And you think, oh god, what do I? Oh god, I fucking hate deer.
This is oddly specific. I'm starting to think you're drawing from an experience.
Yeah, like I think it's completely different. Like, because like another human being, like you connect with them on like a level of, that is a person just like me.
What if they play Kingdom Hearts though?
That's not a person, so no.
Murder them.
Subhuman.
I would kill people who play and enjoy Kingdom Hearts like all day and feel absolutely nothing.
Based.
I hope Chip doesn't listen to this podcast.
I'm sure he's raring to.
Chip
News comes out 2 months from now.
Chip would henshin on us. I'd watch out.
Oh god, he would.
Oh, well, now that we're done talking about fucking killing people,
Jesus Christ.
Can we talk about Western comics and cartoons? Why don't you fucking weebs watch cartoons? Fuck you.
I watched fucking Gravity Falls.
Yeah. Oh no,
watched,
Fargo's dead.
Neon Genesis Evangelion.
That's my favorite cartoon. No,
right,
everyone should actually watch Hilda, because it's just like it has like the same appeal
I've
as
heard
like
some good things about it.
It has like the same appeal as like Non Biori or something. Like it's just like a
That's
comfy Iyashikei thing. It's gorgeous looking too.
I mean, okay, so the reason that I don't is that I just don't like most Western media, generally speaking. Just because of the, like, I just enjoy like the cultural touchstones of Japan more so than the cultural touchstones of the West, and I think that really comes from the fact that, like, I didn't watch anime growing up, so like all I was ever exposed to was the cultural touchstones of the West. You know, like it was just something I was saturated with throughout my childhood. So like I get it, I understand it, and it's boring to me, and I have absolutely no interest in continuing to consume it with any sort of and like also so much of it feels just completely disingenuous. I'm not saying that all cartoons produced in the West are disingenuous in that way. I'm just saying that like the feeling of that just kind of, you know, and it's also not to say that, you know, there aren't anime that are completely disingenuous. Like the fact that we have something called the isekai problem right now kind of is a point to that fact. It's just, I don't find them interesting at all. Like nothing about it piques my interest.
I just think your sample size is way too small for you to be making sweeping judgments like that. Like
this is true. This is like your mom who says, "Is anime all titties and killing?"
Yeah, like
it's all Pokemon.
Like, have you seen all of the film classics? Have you seen like Citizen Kane? You seen Blade Runner? Some good fucking shit, dog. You're missing out.
No. I'm not saying that there aren't like certain Western films and stuff that I don't like or don't enjoy. Like I love Tarantino. I love what's his name?
We'll talk about Tarantino sometime.
It's just not something that you want to like actively pursue.
Yeah, like I love Tarantino. I love Del Toro.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
What's the dude who did?
All right. Here's my hot
Pilgrim.
take. I think
that guy is cool.
Well, oh yeah, Brian Lee O'Malley's sick. I actually recently learned that he makes music.
No, God, the fucking director.
Oh,
who did Scott Pilgrim?
Oh,
he also made Edgar Wright, and he made Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, he's him too.
And
Hot Fuzz,
Baby Driver.
Scott Pilgrim. Yeah, Baby Driver. It's just that like, as opposed to anime, where like there is what I feel like far more creative talent that isn't just stamped out under the machine of media production. The West feels like it has fewer people that are auteurs in that way.
Most of the auteurs, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
I said it feels like that. I didn't say that it was like that.
Just because you don't know anything about it, though, fundamentally.
I mean, you
like film festivals, like film festivals.
I am saying that Western media does not interest me on the same level because it just doesn't feel like people it just doesn't feel like people have as many interesting ideas.
But that's just because you've only gone on the surface level of that. There's so much bad anime, right? There's about the same amount of bad everything.
There's probably more bad anime than there is bad cartoons, honestly.
Maybe.
No, I mean, yeah.
Only by virtue of
there's a few
how it's made, but
underlying points here which I think can be made. Like, for one thing, there's just like a lot more anime than there is like movies or anything. So of course, there's going to be more ideas out there.
Is there more anime than movies, though? I don't know if I believe that.
I didn't think there is.
Maybe more than cartoons, but like if
there's
like
a fucking
movies,
lot.
though? Yeah, sure, there's a lot.
I don't know. Well, at least the ones that like fucking are in theaters and shit that like everybody knows about and everybody goes to see. Like it's kind of harder to like keep track of all the fucking smaller movies because I don't know, nobody fucking really does it.
I'm also just exposed to the advertising of the West on a near constant basis, and it makes me actually hate Western media. Whereas I don't have to deal with that shit with anime, so I just can, figure it out on my own. Like I actually think that if Western media were not advertised to me, I would be less critical of it.
I don't know. I just think you're really missing out, and you're casting it aside for reasons that I feel like are a bit unjustified.
It's not that I'm casting it aside. It's just that I don't have an interest in it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Is that like it's just like I think some of that stuff would appeal to you.
I mean, I don't. Well, I mean, also I get like. It's harder for me to. It is actually harder for me to talk about like the Western films that I like, than it is to talk about the anime that I like. Weirdly enough, when I bring up some of the things that I like in like Western media, like they are things that are, both critically and socially panned. That things that people hate, and I like.
How do you mean?
Have no. So I actually enjoy. Star Wars Episode 1. I like Hellboy 2. I like... How
long has it been since you watched them, though?
Very recently.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I kind of like The Phantom Menace as well.
I didn't hate it, but...
Like, the thing is that I get the criticisms behind it, but, like, because it is our home media... I feel like so many people are cued into it to such a level that like you can't fight the masses as much. Like people are far less willing to listen to you if you like a bad movie from the States than people who are like for example, like if I say that I like The Phantom Menace, right? I am going to have my fucking shit kicked in by anybody who says they are a film buff, right? Just categorically, it's going to happen. Right. And even if I had like sound arguments, nobody's going to listen and nobody's going to care. Whereas if I
don't think that's true. I think people would. I think there is a big market of people who like the prequels, and there are lots of people who would listen to that.
Very much a growing market. There's a lot of revisionist love for the prequels.
But I mean, my point is that like, for example, if I like go over to anime and I say something like that, you know, I have said that I really like Canon, the 2006 version of Canon, and make my points.
Well, Canon,
I just feel like people.
Is Canon something that's hated on the same level?
Canon is beloved on a wide scale. It's just that autistic elitists like me hate it.
Well, no, but I mean, but what I'm saying is that because the sphere of influence is so much smaller, it feels like I can actually have, you know, an opinion that people will actually pay attention to instead of just knee-jerking against it. Like, obviously, there are always going to be people who knee-jerk against any opinion that isn't their own. Well, it just feels like
if
that is
a comparable example. If you say like Fairy Tail is great, you're gonna get shit on by like most people.
The point you just said there, like you can just go into like the anime sphere and just like talk about shit and have people potentially take it seriously. Like that's I think possibly something that's like sort of subconscious reason that you're into it, at least like on a creator level. Like that's something that I found I'm taking a lot of pride in, is like my fucking video that I made about Madoka. I'm pretty sure that's like the most viewed video about Madoka on YouTube.
Yeah.
And that's
it feels
great.
like people are more willing to pay attention when you have a less than popular opinion on anime as opposed to Western media. Because like in Western media, if you have a less than popular opinion, like the immediate reaction is not going to be people going, huh.
Well, now we're getting into like a whole different like discussion of like, because this is like we're talking about the social aspect of like the community around the thing, whereas like originally we're trying to like say, well we're trying to convince you of the value of the media.
Yeah, this is a pretty different wheelhouse.
No, but I mean the social aspect of consuming media is a huge reason why people fucking do it in the first place.
I don't. It's definitely part
of it.
No. It's definitely part of it. But I'm not. But I don't know. I just feel like I feel like you shouldn't write off something just for the social aspect of it.
No, but I mean, do you honestly think that people went and saw fucking Captain Marvel because they genuinely cared about Captain Marvel? No, they went to see it because they knew everybody and their mother was going to be talking about it, and they didn't want to get left out.
Yeah, and those people are fucking stupid, though.
I don't know. I don't feel it as strongly in the anime community.
I think probably what you're into here is not necessarily like the anime sphere, but like the kind of fucking the goddamn like digibro part of the anime sphere.
Yeah, like,
where you're it's like kind of contrarian, but mostly just about like kind of trying to look at like, okay, I like this, so I'm gonna watch this, and then I'm gonna talk about it with other people that want to talk about it. It's not like watch fucking ReZero because everybody's watching fucking ReZero.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, fine. I will concede that point, but that is a huge reason why I enjoy animes, because I have that ability to do that, whereas in film, like in Western film, I just don't feel that at all.
I mean, but you should though.
Is that fundamentally because of the different of how each medium is shaped differently?
I feel like you should feel that because I mean, like, sure, there are a lot of people, a lot more people, even. In film that will just like be bitches about it, but that's just like by virtue of having more people. Like I would certainly take you seriously if you talked about, you know, the Phantom Menace and how it's good.
Yeah, but you're also my fucking friend.
Well, so, okay, no, but like if I saw another YouTuber make like a big defense video on it, yeah, I'd take them seriously. I might not agree with them. I might not think it's like it might not be a particularly good video to me, but I mean, like, you know, it's not like I wouldn't take it seriously. I wouldn't write it off like inherently.
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
I just think
agree with I agree with what you guys are saying. I'm just saying that aspect of it is like a major reason for me why I don't like Western media. I
also just don't really see why you need to have to be able to talk about a thing. Like
that's a personality trait. That is
maybe
a personality trait.
Maybe I do not ever feel like I consume something for the purpose of talking about it.
I mean, like I didn't used to be that way, but like I just like I hate having ideas about something that I have consumed rolling around in my head and them just staying there. It drives me fucking insane.
See,
you'd rather post them in Discord and you'd rather post them in Discord and have no one read.
Aw, I read them. Anyway, Davu made this point.
While we're on that point, hang on, Ash, just real quick. Like, every fucking time you pop into Discord and you're like, whoa, bros, this fucking sick shit just happened. Who wants to hear about it? Like, just say the thing. Like, by the time I see that post, it's usually like 20 minutes later, and I'm like, okay, tell me, bro. And then it's like 30 fucking minutes before you see that and actually say the thing that happened. It's just is kind of fucking like getting to me.
In my defense, the reason I do that is because I don't want to fucking say something and then it just sit there forever, and like I want to make sure that there's actually somebody there to like actually talk about it.
Okay, but but it makes me feel depressed when fucking nobody responds to that and you just say nothing.
Okay,
like I look at that and I get sad.
I take this under advisement.
I was just putting that out there.
I take this under advisement.
It's a small bit.
I will work on it.
Before we stop airing our grievances, I'm gonna point out that E should come after the D and sweet up Wada. I'm gonna kill you. But yeah, going back to earlier about like needing to talk about media. Davu brought up this point one time. I don't know where, but like he mentioned that like maybe you should just start doing like instead of like making a channel and like having to take like the step to do all that effort with the YouTube channel, maybe you could just like do analysis for yourself. Like, and that's kind of how I do it. Like the reason I analyze media isn't like so I can tell other people like how I analyze the media. Like it's just for myself so I can understand it better.
Okay, yeah, I understand that, but I inherently enjoy the process of constructing a presentation for my ideas.
Fair enough.
It is something I like. Editing is something I fucking love because it takes so much mental effort to, be moving your brain around that much about like, the audio here, the video here, volume levels, opacity, film, like effects in Vegas, that sort of thing where you're just like constantly jumping around as like what works best here. That is something that I fucking love doing.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm mostly just venting my perspective on this thing.
And also like as far as just like doing it for myself, like that part of it is satisfied as soon as I have the idea. There's an entirely different part that needs cathartic relief in presenting it. Those are two very different parts of the brain.
Do you feel another part of release for people looking at it?
I used to feel that like a lot stronger, like way back in the Pony days when I was writing fan fiction, but like I was a fucking comment whore for that shit.
Like how do you feel about? How do I put it? Not that your channel's doing like terribly, but it's not like exploded. How does that make you feel about the process of production?
Well,
or is it just nothing?
Different? Of course, I wish more people would watch it. I don't think that that's
sure.
That it would be disingenuous of me to suggest that. But like, because I get so much personal enjoyment out of just making it, like I get enjoyment out of like once I finish the video, like most of the catharsis of like getting it put into a presentable form is like released as soon as I like play the entire thing in Vegas to check for errors like all the way through. So like getting other people to watch it, yes, I enjoy that part because it can start a conversation, but like it really doesn't contribute all that much.
Well, I'm probably the most qualified person here to say when I left and that shit was at like 3K I was feeling like, all right, yeah, that's not too bad. I'll do this again. That was a good time. And then like the next fucking time I checked it, like I was able to check it, it was like fucking 100K. I was like, oh holy shit, I got to do this again.
Yeah, so like, yeah, my motivation for it is not based on view count, and I think because I went into it without the expectation that it would get that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did not go into making the channel and like doing published analysis on YouTube with the expectation that I would, blow up big and, become a superstar in a month.
What is your... Do you want to do it as like a career? I'm sorry, I'm like interrogating you.
No, it's... Bailey, it is the only fucking thing I do when I'm not at work. So, like, I am...
But do you want it to be your career? Is that your goal? Or is it like a dream, or is that your goal? Do you see what I mean? The difference between those two things?
Okay, so yes and no. So, like, I am one of those people that if the opportunity presented itself, i.e., like, I got to a point where I could make it my career, I would 100% jump on that shit. But I do not operate under the illusion that it will ever happen. Like, I have plans once I'm out of the Navy to get a job somewhere. Like, I either want to work for BMW or work for the city, like, working on, like, water pumps and stuff. Like, I am prepared for it to never actually take off in such a way that I can do it as a career. But should that happen, you bet your ass I'm fucking doing it. Because I know in the back of my head what would happen if I got that opportunity.
Sure. Let's try and not to say this was uninteresting about.
All right, real quick before you jump into that, I'm gonna take a little break here.
Go for it.
Yeah, probably like if y'all are still going in like maybe 30 minutes, I'll probably be back on. But
we'll see how it goes.
I got some stuff to take care of.
Sure thing.
What were you saying, Bailey?
I was just trying to move on to something a little more accessible for the group.
I don't know.
I guess I mean I could ask the question to like everybody of like, to make it a bit more of a smooth segue. Like, were you presented the opportunity to be a creative professionally? Would you take it?
In what profession though is what? Because I can't imagine. I can't
imagine
like
any of them. Any of them.
But then my answer would change which each one.
Well, can I answer the question?
No.
Yeah,
sure. Go ahead. That's why I asked it.
For those who don't know, I went to college for game design. I'm almost finished. I just have a semester left. And like, I think like the actual process of making a game is really fucking fun. But the more I like actually learn about the work, like the workplace rather, I'm just getting further and further from actually wanting to have like game designer as like my main career job, because it just...
Yeah.
Okay, so well then let me ask you the question of like, if you had an idea for a game, right, and you were able to build a rough prototype of it by yourself, right, and you asked for X amount of money on Kickstarter and got a team together, would you want to do it that way?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just don't want to have like I just don't want to have it like be under a company.
Yeah, you don't want to go into the industry, as they say.
For the dumb vapid reason, I don't want my fucking vision to be clouded, and I also don't want to be like
burnt
fucking
out.
Forced. I don't want to be like fucking forced overtime. Because I have like a friend who's like getting like a starting job at like QA somewhere, and he's like near the end of the day, he like just gets dropped on him. So everyone's doing 2 more hours of overtime. Like I'm not exactly like super excited about that.
Yeah.
There's also a bunch of like other really shitty shit that's going on. Like if anyone follows Super Buddy Hop.
Oh no, I follow the industry. I know what's going on. It's not good.
Right. There was a shit ton of fucking layoffs at, I think it was Epic Games.
Epic? No. Well,
no, it was Blizzard.
It was Activision Blizzard that laid off like 500 employees or something like that.
Yeah.
For no reason. And then immediately, did you see the story? They immediately put out an ad to hire back one of the positions that they fucking fired somebody from.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
It just seems like it's way too volatile.
Yeah.
At least like for the most part, I don't think I'd want to work at like at least any places like that. Like I'll even when I say that, like already a lot of the places that are like doing shitty things to their employees are already places I wouldn't really want to be motivated to work anyway. Places like I'd actually want to work is like primarily like Nintendo. I think that'd be good.
Yeah.
Do they let white people work for Nintendo?
I don't know.
No, actually they do. If you actually look in the credits of most Nintendo games, there is like just some random white dude in the credits. But I mean, like, for him to do that, like he had to go through like he had to fight tooth and nail to get into the company.
From the fucking Pokemon Direct who spoke like this, and he was English. He seemed pretty weird.
It's pretty out there.
Warped by the Japanese perspective.
So Tang, like, let me ask you this: is there a creative field you want to go into?
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to be like a professional musician. That'd be cool. But like just
so, I mean, if you were presented that opportunity, you would take it.
Yeah, absolutely. But then I think like, you know, if I would be a YouTuber, absolutely. Like I cannot imagine a more hellish experience than being a YouTuber as my job.
Why? Like, what about it? Because, like, there are things about it that most people would consider hellish that I would be like, fuck yeah, dude, I want that.
Well, first of all, there's no, like, guaranteed income. And also, there's no guaranteed income in any field. But with YouTube especially, it's, like, even more shaky.
Yeah.
And also, like, just YouTube content, to me, just feels so much less gratifying to make. Like, if I made an album, it'd be like, damn, man, I've really just fucking vented all my emotions and shit. But it's like, well, I make a YouTube video and that gets big. It's like, I don't know if I'd feel anything, you know. I mean, I'd be happy, but
no one talks about the oeuvre of a YouTuber, you know.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Oeuvre is like it's like a pretentious term for like the works of the full career. So you'd say like, oh, in the oeuvre of, I don't know.
So like discography for
it's like a fancy intellectualized term for it, but the point was to use that word to be like, you know, no one's talking about YouTube in that kind of language.
Not yet.
Yeah,
not yet.
And you know why I think that nobody's talking about it like that?
Because your videos haven't hit it big yet.
No. No, I don't.
I'm just kidding. It's a joke. I don't explain.
No, I know. No, I think the real reason for it is that not enough of the really big ones have died yet.
I think YouTube incentivizes bad content, and
it definitely does.
Yeah, and that's definitely like part of that's also part of why I wouldn't work there, but also part of why people don't talk about the oeuvre of a YouTuber, because like being a YouTuber is not like. It's not as cool as it could be.
Well, okay, because like I'm just thinking of like a lot of the big names for like, so for example, you think like as soon as somebody like Super Bunny Hop dies, right, of old age or by accident, okay. Right, like they just you know,
way to kick in the existential dread that I've man.
All right,
it's coming back.
Just hold with me here, right? As soon as somebody like that dies. Right.
Horrible, tragic death, painful and slow.
The thing about YouTube is that like you're always incentivized to like watch the newest content, right? And for them to they themselves are like constantly incentivized to make new content, right? But as soon as that is completely taken away and you have a completed, like by virtue of their death, there is a set completed, you know, over of their work. Suddenly that becomes like, now it is set in stone, this is their work, like this is the library of their work.
When Jim Stone,
and I think that as soon as that starts happening on like a wider scale, like as soon as like a lot of the big YouTubers start reaching the age where they do start dying of natural causes, that is when you'll see that you'll see whether or not people start talking about it.
I don't know, man.
It may never happen, but
next year when Jim Sterling dies of a heart attack, I don't think anyone's going to be going back through his work.
In the future, Kanye West.
The next year when Jim Sterling dies, it's going to be because he broke his spine from his own weight.
In the future, Kanye West's grandson is going to be on a talk show, and he's going to be like, "PewDiePie is dead. Ethan Klein is dead. I'm dead."
Wow.
Do you think that fucking Kanye's grandson is going to be as woke as Kanye?
Nobody's as woke as Kanye.
Thank you for saying exactly what I was about to say.
No. I mean, do you not think that just by virtue of being his family that he won't Do you not think that he'll have a head start of wokeness?
I mean, it is in their code, as a man once said.
What are we talking about? YouTube oeuvres. Yeah, that's it. I just think that YouTube is so inherently timely as well. Even Super Bunny Hopper, I think, makes good videos. No one's gonna watch a review of Pillars of Eternity 2 in 5 years. And probably not even of Fallout 4. I don't think anyone cares.
No, because the reason I think that people will end up going back and watching those even after their death is because so much of that content, regardless of whether or not it's timely when you watch it, helps to inform you of how they think about things. You know, so much of so much of the critics' general ideas about whatever it is that whatever medium that they are situated in is informed over time by all of their work as a collected
and
whole.
Also
which is why
also the filter of time. If you think about film critics, how many old film critics still have their reviews read? It's literally 2.
I mean, there will definitely be people who go back and look at YouTube reviews a long time from now, but it won't be it'll be the same kind of people who go and look at old IGN reviews or ancient game magazine reviews from Nintendo Power, just out of curiosity. Or people will just have a mild curiosity about it, but it'll never be I don't think it'll ever be that same kind of. I don't want to say the word.
Well, I mean,
level,
I don't think that that's ever going to happen again. Anyway,
you think so? I don't know.
No, because the reason I think that when if you look at musicians, for example, if you were to look at the legendary fucking discography of something any of the old metal bands from the 80s or something, Def Leppard or something like that. I mean, obviously Def Leppard's still around, but I mean you look at their discography and it's kind of regarded in this more how do I say this, more revered light.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about in the sense of music, people do that for Kanye right now. He's not even dead.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that. I mean, all the guys from Def Leppard are still around. That's not the point. I think that the reason for that, and that why you might not see that for YouTube content, is just because I think part of that comes from the mysticism of its creation, whereas with YouTube it's all laid bare. There is no question of exactly how YouTube stuff is made. So how many YouTubers that have made it big have never talked about their setup?
James Lee.
You know what I mean?
I see what you mean.
You see what I mean? There's no mysticism behind the creative, the behind the scenes creative process that generated that content.
I don't know how much of that is affecting this, but I definitely think that is a factor. I think it's an interesting point. There is no elite in some sense, and the elite are popular.
There's no
people like the elite. The normal people like the elite. It's just a fact.
Yeah, also there's no elite, and there's no legend.
Yeah, kind of the same thing.
There's no narrative story that you can piece together from little tiny bits and pieces. Mm-hmm. Because again, this kind of comes full circle to what we were talking about with Twitter. It's all laid bare. It's all out there.
See, you can say that, but I feel the existence of the internet historian types on YouTube, I feel there is a sort of legend or mysticism to them regardless.
That's true.
Well, no, I mean, for some things, yes, but I mean, I'm saying that the distinct lack of that in the majority of YouTube content is why you is part of the reason why you're not going to see that sort of revenue.
I'm not disagreeing.
Sort of the appeal after of YouTube to some extent, right? Is that it's like people who are real people.
It's the common man's platform.
It's the Trump voters platform.
Even though, ironically enough, like some of the biggest YouTubers are not the common man anymore.
Yeah, this is true.
It's just that because, and I think that the reason for that is why they're like, even though they're not the common man anymore, why they're still kind of thought of that way is because like they are people. I think because all of their content was like self-made, right? They didn't get into an industry. There's no precedent for how to behave when you make that kind of money. They kind of like don't know like how to use it in the way that like actors and directors have. You see what I'm saying? Like there's no set standard for like how to behave as a YouTuber who makes millions of dollars. Like it's just not like, what do you do with it?
Sure.
Like what are you gonna fucking do? Fucking make a video about the fucking 300,000 car that you bought? Nobody cares, and you'll fucking tank because everybody's be like, what a pretentious prick. Like, whereas if like a famous director makes a fuck whack of money off of a movie and talks about the new and like talks about the new car that he got on Twitter, like no one's gonna care, nobody's gonna think it's weird.
I would think it's a bit weird.
Should we try and wrap this up? It's nearly 2 a.m.
True, and I think how long have we been going?
An hour,
almost 2 hours.
Minutes.
Almost 2 hours.
Like
yeah.
I'm running low in energy, personally.
I think we did a pretty good job.
Yeah,
it was a technical shit show, but it was like a good discussion.
I think once we got started, once we got going, it got better. So
yeah.
I mean, if you guys want to continue, I could just drop out.
Nah,
I'm just giving it.
I'm pretty well and ready.
Yeah, no, I think we hit the 2 hour mark. That's a pretty good place to stop.
Okay.
So Fargo, would you like to close us out?
All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Which, by the way, nobody was.
Shut up. Thank you, Mr. Nobody, our biggest fan. We will forever hold you in our hearts, and it won't feel any different because you don't exist.
Make sure to smash that like button, bros.
Make sure to break the entire fucking
Ding
website
that bell,
to
boys.
show your respect for this subscribe.
Hell yeah.
Bye.
Help yeah.
Bye.
Go
Goodbye.
away.
Goodbye.
Leave me alone.
No.